And we'll get started. So these are my 3 people. Okay. And I will hand this over to you. Okay. You ready?
Mm-hmm.
Death. According to TED-Ed, an approximate 100.8 billion people have gone through this, but nobody can tell you anything about it because they're all dead. There's many theories that surround this subject, and it can be kind of a taboo situation due to the sensitive and emotional nature of it. People sometimes want to be embalmed, which is taking the blood and other bodily fluids out of the system to preserve the body, which is typical if you're going to have a funeral or a burial. Another common practice is to cremate the body. And this is where you're actually burning the remains of the body to preserve them as long as you like. But what if these processes did not happen? What if the natural process were allowed to happen? Ironically, there's a lot left for the body to go through, even after the last breath is drawn. And that's what I'd like to talk to you guys about today. So almost immediately, what starts to happen is our cells start to break down and die because they don't have oxygen or blood flow going to the system. They are used to actually break down the body. What also happens during this time, very immediately after death occurs, is you have 3 types of mortis, which is called liver, rigor, and alga mortis. So liver mortis, according to Medical News Today, can last up to 12 hours or so after death occurs. And what this is basically gravity takes its course and it causes the blood to pool into the lower portions of the body, depending on how the body is positioned. What can possibly happen as a result of this is it can cause pale skin. Rigor mortis, which can occur anywhere from a few hours up to 24 to 84 hours after death occurs, is it's a tensing of the muscles. And according to Business Insider, this is caused due to calcium buildup. The body does end up softening, but it has to go through that process first. And then alga mortis, which is the final, is when the body starts to go cold. And again, this is something that starts to happen pretty immediately after death occurs. It is a gradual process that happens. It typically lowers body temperature about 1.4 degrees per hour up until the temperature of the environment that the body is in is reached. So other processes also occur during this time. If you guys know me, you know that I worked in a mortuary for a while. And one thing that I would hear people talk about is my loved one's hair grew or their nails grew after death. This is actually just an optical illusion. What really is happening is that because of lack of blood flow or oxygen to the skin basically has a raisin effect where it shrinks. And it can cause hair and nails to look longer than they really are. The last portion of what happens during the decomposition process is called putrefaction. And this is the gross part of the whole process. That's basically where the body digests itself. And as gross as this may sound, beetles and maggots actually assist with this process. And that will continue until there's nothing left but skeleton. This process can easily take anywhere from 2 weeks to about 4 months on average. Gases also build up, especially in the abdomen, because the cells are expanding and they're popping. And it can cause a very putrid smell. So in conclusion, while the process of death and what follows can be quite a complex and possibly grotesque experience, it is important to remember that it is a very necessary phenomenon and that plays an important role, and to also remember that it is a very necessary phenomenon that plays an important role in the continuance and the evolution of mankind. Thank you for your time. And I will pan over you guys again. And these are my 3 people. Thank you.